Hello and welcome back. If you're here for the first time, thank you for choosing to tune in. So today, I'm here with some stories for you, so let's just get straight into this. On to our first story on Prince Harry's legal action against NGN. And according to the Standard, they say that News of the World publisher had unlawfully obtained private information on Prince Harry from the age of 9. So the article says here that the Duke of Sussex experienced overwhelming intrusion, in quotes, into his private life from the age of 9 thanks to unlawful activity by the publisher of the defunct News of the World, the High Court heard on Thursday. Harry is suing News Group Newspapers (NGN) over a number of unlawful acts allegedly carried out by its publications, the News of the World and the Sun, spanning 3 decades. The Duke is one of several high-profile figures taking legal action against the publisher over claims of unlawful information gathering, including the use of private investigators. The company denied the accusations with a trial scheduled for January next year. Harry's barristers have previously told the court that NGN unlawfully gathered information on him from 1996 to 2011, which includes details of interactions with his family and the relationships with his former partner, Chelsea Davy. But in court documents for a hearing on Thursday, lawyer David Sherborne said that several further Sun and News of the World articles dating from 1994 to 2016 showed evidence of unlawful activity. It was claimed that some of these came from NGN, unlawfully intercepting phone calls of Diana, Princess of Wales, and Charles when he was the Prince of Wales, and his now wife Camilla Parker Bowles. This had the, quote, inevitable and or intended consequence, end quote, of revealing private information about Harry, the court was told. Mr. Sherborne told the hearing in London Rolls Building that one article, which was the product of unlawful activity published when the Duke was aged 10, contained, quote, information relating to his welfare, his relationship with his mother, Princess Diana, behind the scenes, and her state of mind, end quote. The activity was said to be, quote, known about, encouraged, and concealed by those in positions of responsibility, end quote. And this was those at NGN, including the former News of the World editor, Piers Morgan. This article goes on to say that this allegedly continued until 2016, when 2 articles were published about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex at the start of their relationship. Mr. Sherborne said in court, quote, "What is said is that in 2016, the defendant instructed one of its regular private investigators in the United States. What we say he did was obtain private information in the form of a report about the Duke of Sussex's then new girlfriend, Meghan Markle, in order to obtain new information about their relationship for the purpose of publication in the Sun. The report allegedly included the Duchess's mobile phone number and social security number, which was unlawfully obtained, in the full knowledge, in quotes, of NGN, the court was told." So court papers released on Thursday show that Prince Harry wanted to sue concerning 2 stories, of which the court was told concerning alleged admissions from a U.S. private investigator, Dano Hanks, who told the BBC he obtained detailed private information about Meghan, including her social security number, mobile phone number, and had compiled a dossier of files on her for The Sun. At the time, The Sun said it had only ever requested legitimate research and instructed Mr. Hanks to act within the law. The Sun said it had at no time asked Mr. Hanks for her social security number, and it did not use the information he provided for any unlawful practice. Legal papers in the case say that The Sun used information provided by Mr. Hanks for 2 stories about the new couple. One of the 2 stories reported that the smitten prince, in quotes, had bombarded the then Ms. Markle with text messages. On the 31st of October and on the 1st November 2016, The Sun published 2 articles by Emily Andrews and James Beale concerning the claimant's relationship with Meghan, the High Court was told in written submissions. The claimant will contend that in late October 2016, the defendant, through the journalist James Beale, instructed an American private investigator, Dano Hanks, to obtain private information in the form of a report on the claimant's new relationship with his now wife. Barristers for Harry and other individuals have applied to the High Court to add the new information to the Duke's legal challenge and to update parts of the individual's case. Mr. Justice Fancourt previously told Harry that he could not pursue claims of phone hacking by NGN, but could continue his case concerning unlawful information gathering. The Duke was also told that he could not rely on an alleged secret agreement between the royal family and senior executives working for Rupert Murdoch as part of his case. Mr. Sherborne said on Thursday that evidence of phone hacking remained, quote, plainly probative, end quote, of unlawful information gathering by other means, which was the, quote, modus operandi of how these journalists work, end quote. Barristers for NGN have previously told the court that updating the case is wholly unnecessary, in quotes, and positively undesirable, in quotes, describing the new information as designed to grab headlines, in quotes. This is quite interesting, all of these new facts that have come to light in this case, and the spokesperson for NGN said on Wednesday that it had made an unreserved apology in 2011 to victims of phone hacking at News of the World and has since been paying damages to those who were victims of wrongdoing. They said that it had also paid damages in cases against the Sun where there were, quote, good commercial reasons, end quote, without accepting liability. So Mr. Justice Fancourt is expected to rule on whether new information can be included at a later date following the conclusion of the hearing on Friday. So that's new information here. Amazing to see just how intrusive this was in a young Harry's life. From the age of 9, he was subjected to unlawful information gathering and he is taking them on. So let's pray for the judge to make a great decision, and I'll keep you updated on this as we get more information. So share your thoughts on this first story in the comment section below. And now on to the next story, where there is an article here which states that the photographer who captured the sweet family portrait from Prince Archie's christening in 2019 has responded to claims that the picture had been edited. Fashion and portrait photographer Chris Allerton was chosen to take the official images of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and then 3-month-old Archie on the day of his baptism in Windsor in July 2019. According to a report from Mail Online, picture agency Getty had said the portrait had been flagged as, quote, digitally enhanced, end quote. And the photographer Chris Allerton stressed in a comment to the newspaper that his photograph had not been manipulated, in quotes, adding that his picture only needed, quote, the very minimal tuning, end quote, to its tone and exposure, as he had prepared his camera and lighting settings in advance before the royals arrived, leaving him free to concentrate on capturing a relaxed and pleasing moment quickly and efficiently for them, end quote. And outlets reaching out to Getty Images had a spokesperson stating, quote, Getty Images can confirm the image in question does not have an editor's note placed on it, end quote. So it's quite interesting when we look back on the original post of this picture that was posted to the Sussex Royal Instagram. Then it said, quote, this morning the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's son Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor was christened in the private chapel at Windsor Castle at an intimate service officiated by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are happy to share the joy of this day with members of the public who have been incredibly supportive since the birth of their son. They thank you for your kindness in welcoming their firstborn and celebrating this special moment. Their Royal Highnesses feel fortunate to have enjoyed this day with the family and the godparents of Archie. They also talked about what Archie was wearing. He was baptized wearing the handmade replica of the royal christening gown, which has been worn by royal infants for the last 11 years. The original royal christening robe, made of the fine Honiton lace lined with white satin, was commissioned by Queen Victoria in 1841 and first worn by her eldest daughter. It was subsequently worn for generations of royal christenings, including the Queen, her children, and her grandchildren until 2004, when the Queen commissioned this handmade replica in order for the fragile historic outfit to be preserved and for the tradition to continue. And then they have there the photo credit to Chris Allerton, and then they put their copyright Sussex Royal. So it's quite interesting how people have noted that, once again, this is the second attempt by some outlets. There are some tabloid outlet media trying to rope in Prince Harry and Meghan into the Photoshop fail that had been dominating the media cycle. And it's quite interesting here having to have Chris Allerton defending his work. And just a while ago, we also had Meghan Harriman defending his work with the Sussexes. Once again, the truth prevails. And Mr. Allerton also spoke to express.co.uk when he was defending his image and said this, quote, "I would like to state very clearly and thus clarify matters that the photograph you are referring to, taken by me at Windsor Castle on July 6, 2019, has not been manipulated and was distributed to the best of my knowledge in adherence with the submission guidelines required by Getty Images via the Palace Press Office." He went on to say, quote, "It would be utterly false and indeed defamatory to suggest that I somehow changed or materially manipulated any of the subjects or content of the image," end quote. He also said, quote, "As a professional photographer, I meticulously prepared for this portrait moment, including testing and fine-tuning the relevant lighting equipment with my team, along with preloading the necessary technical processing adjustment settings in advance. This was made possible by taking pre-shoot test shots. So, when the royal family arrived, I could work on composition and capturing a relaxed and pleasing moment quickly and efficiently for them," end quote. So the picture in question had been taken on his camera before being tethered directly to his laptop in order that a rapid review and approval could be made very soon after it was taken, end quote. So he also emphasized that. And he went on to say it was. And then the final image was delivered to the Palace Press team for all relevant distribution exclusively via that office. I'm sure that you will understand that for such formal portraits, time and speed is of the essence. It has always been a pleasure and privilege to be asked to photograph for the royal family, end quote. And he also said that he had contacted the Getty editorial team to request clarification. And it's interesting now, they themselves, Getty Images, have said that indeed they found no issues with that picture. And the photographer himself, Chris, I just love how he stood on business. He called the allegations, quote, "a load of cobblers," end quote, the minute it had come out that they had tried to put his image in question, trying to say that it was under review or that it had been digitally enhanced as well. So once again, we are 2 for 2. We have seen this type of distraction or, trying to say, look over there, when in fact they should truly be addressing the fact that right now a lot of these picture agencies who have been well established recently put out that order where they pull down the Photoshop image that had been released. Even now, right now, they have also called out other images that had been digitally enhanced. They have recently revealed that an image of Queen Elizabeth II surrounded by all her grandchildren had also been heavily photoshopped to paste in certain family members. And how many of you remember when that picture came out? It was some people gloating that the Sussex children had not been included in that very important picture, and yet now look. So once again, not only are we seeing a lot of Photoshop fails, we are seeing a lot of fails in attempts to try and distract by putting Harry and Meghan in a bad light, trying to rope them into photoshopping scandals or fails. Meghan Harriman stood on business, so has Chris Allerton, saying that their images were authentic, not manipulated. All they ever did in Meghan Harriman's case is that he changed it to black and white. Allerton himself, as he said, it was quickly tethered to his laptop, and all he did was tune, the tone of the picture, and exposure. The whole image was set up, ready to go. Images were taken sequentially. They got the best image, and it was the one sent out to the photo agencies, all within the accepted parameters for professional photographers. So yes, it does stand. It is a sweet family portrait. In it were the members of the family. Notably, right there are Meghan's mom, Doria, as well as Princess Diana's sisters, Archie's great aunts, of course, and King Charles, the then Prince of Wales, Camilla, Prince William, and Catherine was there as well. So it stands a moment in time captured authentically, a family moment. So share thoughts on this below. I would love to know your thoughts. So before we log off, as always, allow me here to thank those of you who support this channel financially and shout out a couple of you here by name. A very special thank you to you. Ruth C., thank you so much for being supportive of my work here, for being a boost and a blessing to me and to all of us. I want to say thank you. A very special thank you to you as well, Daniel Medical. I want to say that I appreciate you for being such a godsend, for so many ways that you have gone above and beyond on this channel to support. I just want to say that I love you and may God bless you. Thank you. And now a very special thank you to those of you who gave through super thanks. Thank you to you. Patricia Crenshaw, thank you so much for always being a blessing to my work here. Your love has not gone unnoticed. Thank you so very much for your kindness. I absolutely appreciate you, and may God bless you and yours. Once again, thank you to all who support this channel financially. Share your thoughts on these stories below. I love you all. If you liked this one, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. Also follow on X. I'd love to see you on there. Thank you all for watching, and keep it here for more, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a blessed one.